People need empathy. Families need empathy. Communities need empathy.
Yeah, empathy. That is exactly what a free 24/7 support line is offering people maybe struggling with mental health or overwhelming emotions, and the service may be needed now more than ever in our state. So joining me in studio to explain, the CEO of the Crisis Text Line this morning, Dina Trujillo. Dina, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, Liz.
It's really good to have you here. Now, we do want to warn you, viewers at home. I mean, we're talking about, these are tough topics, right? And things might be potentially triggering if they're related to mental health. So if you are uncomfortable, maybe this is not for you right now, you're welcome to mute or change the channel and return to Good Day Seattle in 5 or so minutes. But Dina, I do think this is an important topic, so I hope people do stay tuned for this. Let's talk a little bit about the local stats and get into that and how the Crisis Text Line came to be.
Absolutely. So locally here in Washington State, over 29,000 people reached out to us last year in severe emotional distress.
Wow. Wow, that's a lot of people. So, I mean, talk a little bit about a crisis text line in that regard.
Yep.
I feel like a lot of people might be like, okay, what can a text message do for me?
Absolutely. And I'll say, so of those 29,000, 1 in 5 were texting us looking for dealing with severe isolation and loneliness.
Oh, wow.
But you can think of us as a mental health emergency room.
Okay.
We support everything from anxiety to loneliness to depression to suicidal thoughts. And yes, like there's a live human on the other end, connecting, no judgment, helping you through that severe emotional moment.
Can you discuss what, I mean, of course every conversation might be a little bit different, but what does that conversation look like in terms of maybe pulling someone back from the brink?
Yes, I mean, really, our trained volunteers and our clinical supervisors are trained to help meet people in the moment, wherever you are. Help bring from that moment of hot emotions to calm and safety.
So, I guess, I mean, that's obviously something that we need right now.
It is.
And it's good that it's like around this technology that all of us use at this point.
Yes.
If someone calls or texts or something like that, how long are they waiting for a response? Is it instantaneous or does it, I mean, because we're talking about humans on the other end, and I can't imagine, you know, it's got to be.
So we have thousands of volunteers all over the country, many of which are here, by the way, in the state of Washington. So thank you if you're a crisis counselor for us. The wait time we have when you are immediately met with a text asking you what your crisis is. And we actually have a triage system that can tell if you are in more severe imminent risk. And if that is the case, you will see somebody very, very quickly within a matter of seconds. And there are people ready to meet your needs very, very quickly.
I mean, I know that all of us are using texting nowadays, it seems, more than anything else, but talk a little bit about why there might be benefits to texting on a crisis line versus, say, talking on the phone.
Absolutely. So, ironically, with text, first of all, there's less bias, no accents.
Oh, yeah.
And second, and especially for younger generations, they actually speak and communicate through text rather than voice. And when you're in severe emotional distress, sometimes it's easier to write than speak.
I 1,000% agree with that. I don't know why, it just feels easier sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. We hear that from people all the time. And we've had third-party studies validate the effectiveness of text in helping to meet people where they are in those moments.
So you're talking about people on the other end of the line, and you mentioned that they're just volunteers. Is that it? How do you get involved in something like that?
So reach out to crisistextline.org. If you're over 18, you can complete our training. And then we have trained live supervisors overseeing every single conversation. So as a volunteer that's taken over 30 hours of training, you're never left alone. There's always a clinician there to help.
So how did you get involved with the Crisis Text Line? Because honestly, I mean, this has got to be super rewarding, but I can't imagine how incredibly heavy it can be at times also.
It is. I have worked for over 20 years trying to find scalable solutions to our biggest social problems, and Crisis Text Line is an innovative organization that helps to meet the need at scale. And isolation and mental health, we are in epidemics.
That's actually what I wanted to ask you. It does feel like an epidemic, especially during and after the pandemic. It feels like people are feeling more alone than ever.
They are.
In that regard, if someone's watching right now and they're feeling that way, what would you tell them?
So first of all, you're not alone. 1 in 5 remembers experiencing severe loneliness and isolation, enough to reach out. to volunteer, not just for Crisis Text Line, for anywhere, because connecting and getting purpose through volunteering, statistically, research shows it works to help people feel connection and purpose.
And I do want to make sure that people know how to contact the Crisis Text Line. Can you give that number just one more time?
741-741. And please actually get out your phone and enter it into your contacts for you, your kids, and your family, because you never know when anybody can experience a moment of severe emotional distress, and we're there to help you through those moments.
Thank you for being here. I mean, these are tough topics that we're talking about, and I hope that people stay tuned for that. And also, I know that Dina just mentioned that, but you can text that phrase home to 741-741. And right, I mean, you might as well program it into your phone. You never know when you might need it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Liz. Really appreciate you helping to spread the word so people get the support they need.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And again, that will connect you with a volunteer counselor. So thank you for so much for being here. We appreciate it.